Good evening. I'm like Wendy, I don't think I need the microphone, but I'll use it since it's here. First of all, thank you all for coming this evening. I'm so glad to see a room full of people from Franklinton here to find out about the people who are interested in serving you in your local government. It has been my privilege to serve as mayor of the town of Franklinton for the last 8 years, and hopefully, come next Tuesday, I'll have the privilege of continuing to serve for another 4. As Wendy mentioned, I am from Franklinton. I grew up here. I've lived here for the majority of my life, except for a couple of years teaching in Winston-Salem. And for the most of it, I have loved this little town because this little town has loved me right back. I look around this room and I see a whole bunch of people who had some role in making me into the person that I am today. Some of you changed diapers, some of you took care of me at daycare, not calling anybody out, they're in the middle of the room. But because of that hometown pride, I really truly have enjoyed the privilege of serving as mayor of this town and hopefully representing us well, trying to do my best to ensure that people outside of this community understand how great Franklinton is and how great its people truly are. And that is part of the reason that I have thrown myself back into the ring to run for one more term, because now that we are in a little bit of a new day where we no longer have a utility system to take up 90% of our time, we can actually focus on some other things. Things like making sure that kids in this community have something to do besides go to school and go home, that there are recreation programs that aren't just in the summertime, that we have opportunities for kids to learn after school in programs that are connected to volunteer programs that already exist here in Franklinton and supporting things like that. To really take a hard look at how we're supporting small businesses in this town. In small towns like Franklinton, all across North Carolina, there are 546 municipalities, and the majority of them are in rural communities just like ours. And they, like us, struggle with supporting small businesses for a number of reasons, not the least of which is that some folks just don't recognize the value of that small business to their community, because when you shop local, you keep that money local. And that's part of what helps keep your taxes low, keep people employed in your community. So focusing on our small businesses is something I'd like to see our board do over the course of the next 4 years, and it's something I'd like to help lead. I'd also like to see us take a very hard look at the rest of our infrastructure, our streets and our sidewalks. Unfortunately, over the last several years, we've kind of had to put that on hold because it never really made sense to pave a street when you had to then turn around and cut it to fix a water line or a sewer line. Now that there's a plan in place that the county is executing to repair our utility system and those lines, we can follow that up with a comprehensive plan to repair sidewalks, to add new sidewalks to our network to make Franklinton a more walkable community, and to hopefully repave some of our streets, several of which have fallen into absolute horrible condition. Those things are going to require us as a board to work together to focus on what it is that our community desires to see us do moving forward. And I believe I'm the best person to help make that happen. So with that, I will close. I believe I'm under 5 minutes. But again, I want to thank you all for being here tonight, and I'll be available if you'd like to chat later. Thanks.